Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to what is quite possibly my favourite Christmas silicone mould from Amazon of 2024. I am going to leave this mould linked below of course, but guys, it is stunning. I don't think you're ready for the results. This is a winter village, the most beautiful Christmas village mould that I've come across. Now, I typed into Amazon Christmas silicone molds, this popped up. I knew I had to have a go. You've got 4 Christmas trees, 2 houses, and this beautiful 4 cavity tea light holder base. And all of these slots is where you can build your village. It is versatile. You can change everything around, move your houses, move your trees. You can even create 50 trees, guys, and just make an entirely massive village. We are going with white. It's what I need to do to make my heart happy, but please go with whatever colour you wish. Of course, we are using PPE. Now, oh my goodness, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know I just saw a live creator on TikTok doing a live, guys, resin live, no gloves, no mask, and they had their tiny child with them. Please do not do that. Please wear PPE and do not have resin around your children and pets. Okay, back to the video. We are using Let's Resin epoxy resin. Again, I am an affiliate and ambassador for Let's Resin, so that will be linked below. It was a bit cold, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I did not spend time getting rid of air bubbles today because it was freezing cold in my craft room overnight. Equally, I'm not too bothered about air bubbles in this resin. Now, when it comes to air bubbles, I definitely pick my battles, and because this is going to be white opaque, I'm using the White Vista liquid, my absolute go-to white pigment for resin is the Vista pigment. Because I'm making this completely opaque, I know that the bubbles are still going to be in there, but we're just not going to see them. We're not going to see them. The easiest thing for me to do at this point was mix my resin for 5 minutes, let the cup just sit there for another 5 minutes, and yeah, pour it. I mean, yeah, there was no way I was going to spend time getting rid of bubbles when I knew that we wouldn't be seeing them in this project. And that's okay. You can give yourself permission to pick your battles when it comes to air pockets. Now, listen, guys. This was a dream. This was a dream project for me. And I will say, if you are a beginner resin artist, I know so many of you are coming in now. I'm getting so many more new friends telling me that they're just fresh and new to resin. This one is for you. This one is for you. And all I could think of was these molds on their own, separately, individually, are stunning. Yes, they're going to create a winter village at the end of it, but individually these molds are beautiful. They would work as Christmas tree decorations. Individual giant white Christmas trees on your Christmas tree. Stop it now. These houses are next level beautiful. Now here's the thing. I was toying with the idea of making this a completely eco-only project. Eco resin versus epoxy resin. If I'm honest, I would have loved this whole entire thing to be made out of an eco-pouring medium. However, for me, these houses were just too intricate and too detailed. I didn't feel like I would be able to demold successfully on an eco-pouring medium because eco-resins such as Jesmonite, Resincrete, or EcoPore from Just For You Online, they're all fantastic and they're heat proof, they're heat resistant. You could use real candles with this. However, none of them are that strong on demold. Now you demold after 30 minutes. They're very strong the next day, but they're not very strong on demold. And you see in and around the windows, the doors, there's so many teeny tiny thin walls. I was worried that any eco that I tried wouldn't survive the demold process. We have to demold after 30 minutes, otherwise they sweat in the mold. That's a whole other thing. But anyway, I used epoxy resin for this reason. 24 hours later, and guys, I am so in love. I am so fully in love and obsessed with these 2 houses. Now, this is where my brain was saying, oh, guys, you could literally make an entirely massive village. Like, so many. Yes, it would take days. weeks. If anything, it could take weeks. Pour one of these every week for the next 52 weeks of the year. Guys, stop it. You've got a whole village that would fill a mantelpiece, fill a windowsill, completely fill your radiator covers or your fireplace mantle. A whole village. Like, I just got so excited about that prospect. Will I do it? No. You know me. No, I won't. I probably won't. But the possibilities with this mold are endless. You don't just have to stick to what you get in the pack. You can really go to town, you know, make several trees, make several houses, get a larger mold as a base, you know, and also add in other molds that you've got. Your little snowmen, your tiny little 3D Christmas tree molds. I just got too carried away. I got too excited, but we're sticking. We're sticking with the mold that we got from Amazon, and this is what they're looking like. Now, for the base, I went with an eco. My thought process here was, I'm going to be able to use real candles because the base is made of eco. It didn't dawn on me at the time that the heat, oh my goodness me, the heat that the candles give out, for me personally, it's too much for the epoxy resin trees and houses. So hindsight is a wonderful thing. I'm just letting you know right now, I will be using LED, fake LED candles with this product. However, using eco in the base just gave it a luxurious feel, gave it a nice heavy weight, and I'm sprinkling the base with some glitter. Ecos pick up glitter. I would not put glitter into my ecos because it will hide it, but I will, however, sprinkle glitter on the base. The eco I'm using in this video is the Resinart by J Diction, purely because I want white, okay? Jesmonite AC100 is great and it is strong, but it's not white, guys. It's really not. You'll find the whitest ecos are the water-based ecos. Now this is 100 to 35 grams by weight. So again, I'm just simply measuring this out. I had no idea how much this mold would take. So I multiplied it by 4. So 100 to 35, 35 times 4 is 140. So now I'm adding in my 400 grams powder. Ecos that are water-based, honestly, they mix in so beautifully. They mix so beautifully. There's no clumps, lumps, nothing. They literally dissolve and they're very, very watery as well. So these are ideal if you've got intricate molds with seriously beautiful detailed embossing, but also it's just easy to pour and it's super, super white. The reason I love Jesmonite AC100 is because it's so strong. It is the strongest out of all of the ecos, but the negatives for the Jesmonite for me are that it's lumpy, clumpy. You can get real big clumpy spots. Equally, it is my go-to eco, but it's cream in color. And currently I don't have a white pigment for eco, so that is the main reason. Did we just talk for half an hour on why I'm using this Resinart, guys? It's so white. You can see that here. Now the one negative on this mold, it felt like the bottom bowed out a bit, so I just propped it up with my box, but actually did not take away from the end result. And this is 40 minutes later, and oh my goodness me, it picked up every little bit of that glitter. It is everything I wanted it to be and more. Look at this. It's about as Christmassy as you can possibly get. I love it. But the real test, would the houses and the trees fit into these lines? You know, that's the problem with a lot of molds that actually go together, clip together and fit together, is they don't actually fit. They don't fit and you're like, oh man. But guys, look at this. Not only did they fit, they slide, they glide. There is so much room here to play with. They sit perfectly. And they're just perfect. They're absolutely perfect. Now, I did have a play. I played around with the configuration and how I wanted these to look. And you can see here, there's one line at the front, 2 lines at the back, but I soon realized this should be the other way around. You want those 2 lines at the front, so you've got a front row of houses, a second row of smaller trees, and then right at the back behind your candles, you've got those larger opaque solid block trees. So yeah, have a play around, see whatever works best for you. I did rest this on my cake rack overnight because I need this eco to be fully dried. And oh my goodness, it was the next day that it really dawned on me. I need the 2 lines at the front. So as I was kind of like looking at it the next day, it's now fully dried. All is well in the world. The eco there's no more water or moisture in the eco. You also don't really need to seal this because it's not going to get wet. You can seal it if you want. I'm not going to bother because I don't think it needs it. But here, look. So much better. I turned it around. We've got the 2 lines at the front. Now we've got the houses at the front. We've got the teeny tiny little trees on the second row, and then the big block trees at the back. You know, the opaque trees at the back. This is going to let maximum shadows, the depth. Oh my goodness. Once these candles are lit, guys, I don't think you're ready for this because stop it. I ended up doing it just like this. 2 houses at the front, the 2 trees with the holes in on the second row, and then the block opaque trees at the back. And for the purposes of the video, I used real candles. But disclaimer, I'm not going to use real candles. I'm going to use LEDs. And oh my goodness me, are you ready? The weather outside is frightful. Oh my goodness me, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Guys, I'm obsessed. I'm in love. I'm obsessed. I know I just use white, but that's all you need. For a mould like this, it is all you need. Equally, if your aesthetic is blue, if your aesthetic is gold, if it's silver, if it's pink, you could go with absolutely any colour you want. Look at this. Look at this. Now, I've worked out, because it does take me a while, guys, I've worked out that the 2 big trees are kind of shadows of each other. And the 2 small trees are also shadows of each other. So you really want them to be silhouetted against each other. So the big tree with the holes, you want in front of the block big tree at the back. Equally the same as the small one. You want the small tree with the holes to be in front of the block tree at the back. This is going to create the most depth, the most yumminess, the most gorgeousness. And then those houses at the front, stop it, I want to live in them, okay? And like I said, for the purposes of the video, I'm using real candles here, but guys, the heat was intense. Just from those 4 candles, I couldn't even lean over and touch. Listen guys, you don't want to put your hand in a candle, but I mean, I couldn't lean over the top of the whole thing. The heat was too much. So I can only imagine how much heat that was actually putting into the epoxy resin, and I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that in my home. I don't want that, okay? Because I'm not gonna wear my respirator in my living room because this resin is now being heated up again. Entirely up to you how you live your lives, but for me, safety first. I am going to be using LED candles in here from now on. I did blow these out immediately after filming, but yes, we have just moved 2 months ago and the LED candles are in a box somewhere. So yay. Guys, I love it. I hope you love it as much as me. I hope you can see why I'm obsessed, because this is such a versatile mold. Forget the base. Take the trees, take the houses, take it somewhere else. Make something else with it. They could be inlays for a much bigger, multi-layered Christmas scene. Resin lights in between each layer of houses. Come on. Okay, breathe. Guys, I appreciate you so much if you are still here. I appreciate you all for watching. If you have not yet hit that thumbs up, please do it. That is the one way I can grow this channel. If you have not yet subscribed, please do it. And everything you need will be in the description box below. The Amazon link for this mold will be right at the top, followed by all of the other links for all of the other things. Check out my description box. It is packed. And if you've been in the live chat, thank you so much. I appreciate you all very much. And I appreciate everyone who watches. I'll see you in the next video.